All right. Hello and welcome back to the Anime Happy Hour podcast. I'm Jonathan, and I'm joined here today by my two co-hosts. On the bottom, we got our ramen enthusiast, Kirkland.
What's up?
And lastly, our devil fruit aficionado, Jake.
Ohio.
In case this is your first time joining us, we're the Anime Happy Hour podcast, where every week we get together, have a drink, and discuss the world of anime and what's going on in it, while casually sharing our thoughts and opinions on various topics from episode to episode. Before we get started, a few disclaimers. While we are an anime podcast, we are also an adult podcast, so there'll be an occasional swearing. We also discuss recent events and episodes, both new and old. So here's your spoiler warning. Lastly, please refrain from getting too upset with our views on specific events. We do love anime, and I'm sure all of you do. We all have our own opinions, as I'm sure all of you do. So if you want to give us some feedback or just reach out, say hi, here we have some social media you can reach us at. Just look up the Anime Happy Hour podcast on Facebook, at Anime Happy Hour Pod 03. You can email us at animehappyhour951@gmail. You can see all of our links at anchor.fm/happyanimehour03. We're also going to be available on YouTube. We're going to post up the first few episodes of all audio. We're kind of in the works of doing some video. That's going to be in the next episode or two. We're probably going to try to post that up. So stay tuned for that. Let's get into the show. Start us out like every week. Let's see what we're drinking. Kirk, what do you got poured up for tonight?
Yes, I have Howler Head Whiskey. It's largely promoted by Dana White, but it's basically a whiskey with a little hint of banana in it.
Banana?
Mm-hmm. I also have a blood orange hard seltzer. And I also have a Dogfish Head Pumpkin Ale.
Jeez, you just got them all going at once, huh?
Yeah.
just right down the line.
Yeah.
I like. All right. I mean, it's good taste. I like all three of those. That banana one sounds actually pretty interesting to me.
It's a cheap bottle too. It's pretty good. It goes down easy. I mean, it's nowhere near compared to like a nice bourbon or anything. It's
a good casual drink.
Yeah, it's easy drinking. It's nice for a $25 bottle of whiskey. It's different. You know what? It would be really good in some mixed drinks. So like, I could definitely see like that mixed with a shot of like Screwball. Have like a peanut butter banana sandwich shot thing going.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I might have to make a pit stop and buy a few bottles of something. Start switching it up. I got the Liquor Warehouse. Like,
Sambuca.
I know. I got a Liquor Warehouse like 2 blocks from me. I got to start.
Sambuca.
Experimenting.
Sambuca. I got NyQuil sitting in my medicine cabinet. I'll just go drink that.
I know. Jake.
It's like NyQuil on steroids.
Yeah. Jake, I know we got the same thing poured up. What do you got going here? We got
some soju.
I mean, I got the strawberry, but
which is I got the original. It's basically like Korea's version of sake. Mm-hmm. They drink it a lot with beer, but it's really popular there. Korea being the home country of Stray Kids.
Yep.
K-pop plug. Basically, it tastes like watered down vodka. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I got the strawberry, so I mean, it tastes all right to me. I already got to refill my glass because Kirk took too long in the pre-show. But
you should do what I do and have multiple.
Well, I'm already on glass 2, so we're not even 2 minutes into the episode, so should be an interesting one.
Basically, John will be slurring the outro.
I mean,
look forward to it.
This was the Happy Anime Podcast Hour. I mean,
yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, something like that. I don't think we're that famous yet.
Yeah. So I guess the first thing we're going to dive into is our weekly Q updates. Did we tackle any new shows? We just keeping up with the usuals? I did start one new show, but
I rewatched Blue Exorcist.
That's a great show.
It's actually getting a third season. It's not a confirmed third season, but the way that their scheduling has worked, like when they did the Kyoto Saga for the second season, that was only 12 episodes. It was, I think, like a 2 or 3 year gap in between. And so 2022 would be season 3 potentially. If they
I mean, I really liked it. So, I mean,
it had a good following too.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those shows that everybody kind of watched back in the day. It was one of those good ones that the animation, the fight scenes were kind of crazy, but also followed a pretty good storyline. Anything else? You watch anything else over the last week? Not really.
I mean, I'm probably gonna start Haikyuu. Haikyuu. I don't know that one, the volleyball one.
You're definitely gonna start.
I definitely started, according to Jake.
It was number 2 on my shonen.
There's no magic. There's no dragons. There's no skeletons. There's no isekai. It's just volleyball. I don't know, Jake.
Yeah. Trust me, I had the same thought process before I watched it. And then, it's on Netflix, so it's an easy watch. And it was late at night, and I was like, what do I watch? I've gone through all the lists. I've seen everything. And then I saw Haikyuu. I was like, I'll give it a shot. I don't really like sports anime, blah, blah, blah. And I was hooked immediately.
Yeah. I mean,
Plus,
it's been on my queue for a while, too,
volleyball.
just like a lot of shows have. But, I mean, I'm sure I've said it a dozen times already, how many shows that are already on my queue that I haven't even started. But
yeah,
it's a queue for a reason. I mean, I know you've been watching a few shows there, Jakey. I'm gonna tackle mine because I've really only been watching 1 or 2 shows.
Yeah.
But I mean, the Boruto. I watched Boruto as I've been updating every single week. I mean, they leave it on a cliffhanger yet again, like always. But you finally get to see.
I saw some clips of the fight.
The fight was crazy. It was
the
cool
fight
because
was just a
somebody
remake
actually
of the Sasuke fight.
Yeah, but a little bit more extra. It's cool because
yeah.
It's nice. It was a nice throwback to like the fact that like the exact same animation from the original Naruto fight against Sasuke when they were kids. The same he used the same combos, which is kind of cool. But it was also funny because I saw a whole post about how they did Lee dirty, like real dirty, because the whole final fight against Otsutsuki was taijutsu. But Lee got absolutely murked when he fought him a few episodes before, and he's like the king of taijutsu. Like, it's kind of messed up. They should have done like they did with Guy. I mean, they let Guy have his shining moment against Madara. They should have let Lee, do the same thing because it's all taijutsu,
Did Lee take off his ankle weights?
They literally flashed big smoke bomb when they were fighting, the little few sparks, and then next time they cut back to him, he was down on the ground.
Oh, wow.
They just did him so dirty because they brought out all the old characters, like all the original like characters, like, oh yeah, don't worry about it, Naruto, we'll take care of them, and then like 6 of them got absolutely demolished.
That's what I hate about Boruto, dude. They don't pay homage to
any of the old characters.
Where the roots.
Yeah.
But
there's like 17 different ways to say it.
that's like the new Star Wars movies, though. Oh boy, we're gonna upset a whole nother fan base here.
With Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, well, just Rey sucked, and the whole let's remake the Death Star again, and just copy all of George Lucas's writing and just make it our own, because we have no originality.
Yeah.
Well, other than that, I started one other show, another Isekai, of course, because there's a million of them. But Standing on a Million Lives.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I feel about it yet. I'm still kind of.
I'm just gonna let you know, John. I finished it. I watched the season finale.
Did you?
To watch both seasons.
Am I gonna get disappointed, or am I gonna like?
You know Peach Boy Riverside?
Oh Lord. I mean, I'm not even a huge fan of the start though. I mean, because like at the same time, I've watched all these other isekais, and like I kind of hold it up to the same standard in the beginning. Like watching the first few episodes, I hold it to the same standard as all these other shows, and it just doesn't really like grasp me the same way that all these other shows have.
Well, here's the thing: is that this one, it's weird because the beginning, the first 3 episodes are kind of slow and whatever, and it builds up, and then it just tanks. It just goes, pretty much once you get to like, it gets to like this island arc where they're all on an island. I'm not going to try to spoil too much for you, but essentially there's monsters on an island, and they got to kill the monsters, and they're trying to help the village people on the island. But it's almost like the same storyline going over and over and over again. And it's like you're just copying all of your arcs. Like it gets boring.
I get they tried to do something different with like making him like somewhat crappy, like giving him like the crappy occupations and stuff. But still, it kind of, it didn't really hit that spot for me that I was looking for.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I watched like the first 3 or 4 episodes, and I wasn't too into the show, but I kept watching because of that one scene in the opening where he's standing on like a pile of dead bodies, and I was like, how does that happen?
Yeah, with a hoe.
And it just didn't get to it for me, so I was like...
I mean, it's almost like the first episode of Boruto. Throwing it back there a little bit. But yeah, that's really all I've been watching. So I know, Jake, you've been kind of covering a few different shows lately. We kind of missed you last week.
Yeah, only talk about 2 of them right now. First one being Overlord.
Yep, knew that was coming.
Finally really sat down. I've tried it a few times, and the first episode's really slow, but I finally was just like, you know what, I'm going to sit down, get through the first 3 episodes, and I'll be hooked, right? And so I haven't finished it yet. I think I'm just about to season 3. I really like the show. The manga is awesome. The characters are really cool. The story is great. The fightings, some of the fight scenes are really cool. The dialogue is absolutely the most frustrating thing that I've ever had to deal with in my entire life.
Yeah, a little bit.
It is the most exposition-y, like cheesy garbage dialogue ever. Granted, I'm watching it in dub. I don't know how it is in sub, but
I kind of liked it a little bit more.
How deep are you right now?
Almost to the 3rd season.
Yeah. I feel like the first season was mostly exposition-y. That, like what you're saying. I feel like the 2nd and 3rd season aren't as bad with it.
The 2nd season's pretty bad too, with like Climb.
Oh, you right. Right.
Like Climb, every word that comes out of Climb's mouth is like driving a nail into my ear.
Yep.
I mean,
but anyways, that's not to deter anyone from watching the show, because it's a great show. Just be prepared for cringy dialogue.
If somebody were to ask if somebody were to ask me what that Overlord is, and I just tell them it's worse slime. It's worse slime anime.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just overpowered as hell and just rules his own kingdom.
Yeah.
But I mean,
he's kind of an anti-hero trope a little bit.
Yeah.
They both play the monstrous villain that kind of walk among humans.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's still a solid show.
Yeah, but I think my manga embraces the villain while Rimuru doesn't see himself
as
or want to be seen as a villain.
Yeah. He still questions himself sometimes. Like my manga, still like he's like, oh, I realize that I have to actually be mean. Like I have to be mean. Like
I think they do a very good job of keeping Overlord and Isekai, because like they very subtly hint in like, oh hey, I'm human, kind of, sort of. Wait, am I?
Yeah, he catches himself.
They do it every few episodes. It's not like they go. They don't overdo it and they don't underdo it. Like that's one thing that I don't think Slime does really well. Like he gets. Like basically he's just an otherworlder. Like that's all he is, and they play that off a couple of times. But with regards to like the actual
they don't reference like the Earth very often in Slime. No. Like they kind of just like keep him in that world.
Exactly.
What's the other show you've been watching, Jake?
not exactly sure how to pronounce it. We were talking about it last week. Mushoku Tensei.
Oh yeah.
Is that it?
Jobless
Takamichi?
Reincarnation.
Tensei. Yeah, Jobless
Oh,
Reincarnation.
Mushoku Tensei. Yep.
Yeah. And
Did you finish it?
Yeah. Yeah, I
Okay.
did. In less than 24 hours, John.
Hey. I mean, I'm working. I work, you know.
Well, I watch shows. Anyways. So it was... I'm locked in. That's all. That's really all I can say about it is I'm locked in.
Did you go back and rewatch the trailer after?
Yeah, I did.
Good.
And you're right. It
It
actually
hits so much
made
different.
complete sense. Yeah. Yeah, I like it a lot. I liked what you were talking about. The whole like he's still himself in his head.
Yeah.
However, I was talking to Kirky about this the other day. Some of the scenes where it's like the typical like Japanese perverted otaku that comes out is a little bit too cringy for me.
Oh
I gotta,
yeah,
like,
for
cover
sure.
my
I
eyes.
mean, like, I think it's kind of forced on a few occasions.
yeah,
They're kind of just trying to like keep that trope of like the nerdy guy that
Yeah.
got reincarnated into another world that was a virgin, you know? Like it was never, I don't know. They're just trying to keep that theme going for all the fucking everybody else. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, and I mean sometimes it's funny, but sometimes it's overdone to the point where it's like, all right, just get on with the actual
Yeah.
show. And to anyone out there who's seen this show and likes it, there's a manhwa called "The Beginning After the End." It's also a light or a web novel, and they have pretty much the same premise. But The Beginning After the End is much further along in their story, so give it a shot if you like Mushoku Tensei.
For sure. All right, well, I mean, seems like it's been like a slow week for us, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. We got a lot of shows coming up in the next few weeks that are going to be dropping, and so it's definitely going to be picking up pretty soon. We'll dive right into the news. It's somewhat of a slow news week, so we're going to kind of keep it short and sweet, but that also gives us time to try out a new topic we're going to try towards the end of the show. Kind of been looking forward to trying it, so let's dive right into the news. Keep pushing along. The release Demon Slayer is going to be airing a 1-hour episode to kick off the start of the new season. We've talked about the show a handful of times, so our excitement is not necessarily anything new. We're going to keep it short and just kind of give a little blurb on what we think, if we're happy about a 1-hour episode, or whatever it may be. Also, a little side note, the Demon Slayer movie, Mugen Train, is being released as a 7-episode arc, separate from the season 2. That's going to air on October 10th, and it's going to go week by week and release every week all the way up to the Entertainment District arc coming out on December 5th. So they're kind of splitting the movie and using that to kind of cover the distance between the release. Are we happy about a 1-hour episode? Do we think, I think they're going to do it right. I think they just had some details that they wanted to put in there that they wouldn't, without putting a whole new episode in.
Is the Demon Slayer movie episodes part of season 2?
No,
Is
it's
that what's
completely
gonna be the
separate.
hour-long episode?
No, it's completely separate. So I think they're just splitting the movie itself into 7 separate episodes. And they're just going to go week by week up until...
That's a lot of episodes for one movie.
Well, I mean, the movie
are they going to change anything or expound on anything?
The article didn't say too much. They just said that they were splitting it. I mean, what? The movie was just shy of 2 hours. It was an hour and a half, something like that.
No, it was like an hour 58.
Yeah, so about 2 hours. I mean, that sounds about right. I mean, if you split it into like 18 minutes an episode,
Yeah.
that equals out to about the, especially if you put like an intro and exit, like outro, like you would in most of the shows.
I mean, at the end of the day, more Demon Slayer
It's not necessarily a bad
the
thing.
more Demon Slayer, the better. Yeah.
I don't know what the point of making it into a 7-episode series would be, other than maybe making it accessible, because the movie is not necessarily accessible on all platforms.
Yeah.
Like without having to buy it.
Or just kind of building excitement for 2 months before season 2 officially drops.
Yeah. I don't know. I just know that you'd have to like buy the movie on other platforms. I mean, it's available on Funimation, but like if somebody's watching on Crunchyroll, you can't watch the movie.
Yeah.
So maybe they're just making it accessible on other platforms if you do it an episode by episode basis.
I think Mugen Train is on Netflix, right?
No, I don't think it's dropped on Netflix.
No.
It's only on Funimation, and then like you can purchase it on like Amazon or YouTube.
Oh.
But I mean, I'm excited. I'm ready for. I mean, December is a long way away, though. We got a lot coming out before December hits, so I think you're right. They're just gonna try to keep the hype train, just keeping people like on Demon Slayer these next few months, until their big release. So, but I don't think it's gonna deter anybody from the new episode. So,
no, it won't. If anything, more people are going to talk about the Mugen Train episodes, and that'll spread to more people so that by the time season 2 starts, everyone will know about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably watch the episode to episode basis just to try to see if they did change anything,
Yeah.
But we'll see. Next on the list, I know you watched at least an episode, Jake, but the Star Wars anime was released on Disney Plus last week, with each episode being a standalone story and animated by a different anime studio for each episode. How do we feel about it? Do we like it? I mean, I kind of like this take on it, like like just their own standalone stories and like creative freedoms of all these different studios,
They're very
but
well
also
done.
still following like the lore of Star Wars.
I think a lot of these studios are, I don't want to say misrepresenting themselves, but they're definitely making the best production they've ever done. Mind you, this is largely in part because Disney reached out to them and said, hey, we want you to do an episode of the most iconic thing ever that's going to be watched by everybody everywhere. Like, do a good job. And so all these studios are doing their absolute and utter best work they've ever done for one episode.
But at the same time, if you get funding from Disney, I mean, like this could be like a stepping stone for like future. Like it could be some of these small studios that necessarily can't do all that. But if you're getting funded by Disney and you can get like the publicity of just being one of those, studios, then I think it's a good thing in the long run. I honestly like the episodes. I mean, I haven't watched all of them yet. I've watched like the first like 4, but I do like. It's cool because there's a lot of different like types of animation, and it's not all strictly action either, which is kind of cool too.
Yeah, I've only seen the first episode so far, and I thought it was great. I loved it. My favorite thing about it is, you guys know who Akira Kurosawa is?
Yes.
Yep.
The guy who made Seven Samurai.
Yeah.
His movies inspired the Man with No Name trilogy and all the greatest directors. So the first episode is heavily influenced by Akira Kurosawa.
Yeah.
Which kind of brings Star Wars full circle, because Akira Kurosawa was like a huge influence to George Lucas when he was originally writing Star Wars. And I really liked, I mean, obviously that's like in Japan, like the filmmaker. So they would take inspiration from him, but I just like how it's gone full circle.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like
Kirk, you finish this word for me. They're paying to Akira Kurosawa. Is it homage or homage?
Homage.
That's what I thought.
I mean, the fact that like Disney's got their hands in like Marvel and everything else. I mean, I could see like they go in a Marvel direction depending on how this goes too. Doing like kind of like standalone stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, they're sort of already doing that right now, but like with the What If, they're doing. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's kind of. I mean, if anybody's gonna do
Are
it,
these
Disney.
episodes canon?
I don't think so. I mean, they like throw references back to it. Like the second episode, they throw a reference back to Order 66.
They already said they're not canon, but they do reference things that are canon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the second one, yeah, it does refer back to Order 66, and like you can definitely tell after the first episode was like she makes reference to the fact that she hasn't run into a Jedi in years. So
yeah,
clearly it's after everything happened, but still, I like it. I'm interested to watch the rest of it. So, all right, next on the list, Cowboy Bebop live-action anime opening was released with a trailer. The opening scene was an exact recreation of the original opening. Do we like or dislike the fact that they pretty much copied the exact opening?
I'm sorry, did you say live action?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Cowboy Bebop is grounded to an extent. There isn't like too...
It's like a Star Wars.
Yeah, it's very much like a Star Wars.
It's like if Star Wars was like a crime...
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
It's like Firefly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, literally, if you watch the trailers, they're the exact same trailer. They're just...
Yeah, shot for shot.
I mean, I think...
I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, Tank is one of the greatest openings of all time, in my opinion, and I'm super glad they didn't fuck with it. And plus, you know, it's the extended version, right? So towards the end, they show, like, a few shots of, like, scenes from the show, and, like, enemies are just... And honestly... It's gotten me actually kind of excited to see the show.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to get my hopes up too far because you know how that goes, but I don't think it's going to be as bad as I originally thought.
Not as bad as some of them are or could be.
Yeah. Like, I think it's got potential to actually be
the
good.
characters,
Firefly is one of my favorite shows.
The actors in it fit the roles properly, from what I could tell, from what I've seen at least. So, I mean, I'm excited for it. I'll watch it, just like anything else. Give my proper opinion when I actually see it, but
yeah.
Next on the list, I mean, no surprise here. This is going to be short and sweet, but My Hero Academia was confirmed for season 6. It's officially announced. Yeah, that's no surprise. I mean, this season was kind of like a filler season, somewhat, in the first place.
Not the end of it.
Well,
no, this season wasn't.
It wasn't a filler,
season,
but it was kind
canon.
of. It was, but it was kind of like covering a different side of it. They're not following strictly along the lines of like.
It was
the
an
main
exposition
characters.
season. I'll definitely agree with that.
Yeah, I
mean, they turned it.
It's
into
linking it from a different perspective.
Yeah.
You know.
They turned it into My Villain Academia, and we got backstory on all of our villains. Like, cool.
Yeah, and it's going to come full circle.
It's interesting because twice we got his backstory like way early on. Like he was like they introduced him and then they did this big whole thing, and then they introduced the rest of the League of Villains, and it's just like fuck them.
Screw it.
Until we got to My Villain Academia, which we still don't have. I forget his name, but the reptile guy, the Ninja Turtle. That's all about Stain.
Yeah, the one.
But we haven't gotten much on him. And in addition to that, he was also the only. I believe he was the only one that didn't like have an evolutionary leap in his quirk.
Quirk.
Yeah.
Quirk. Oh. Captain Quirk, Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, I mean, this is no
honestly,
surprise.
Twice is the best villain in the league. Honestly.
Mm-hmm. This is no surprise to any of us. I mean, it is what it is. But they've officially confirmed it, and I'm sure we're going to get more details on the new season pretty soon.
What I will
like
say
a 6-month wait.
Is that My Villain Academia thoroughly impressed me. Like, I'm thinking, like, this is like a PG-13 anime, right? Like, you got some violence, you got a little bit of blood here and there, there's not really any language or anything. And then we get to My Villain Academia, and you just see Shigaraki just murder his whole family, like his younger sister and all. There's just child murder and stuff. I'm like, oh, this is dark. This is bad.
Yeah.
I mean, they're villains for a reason,
bad.
you know?
It makes you hate Shigaraki. Or not necessarily hate him, but you understand him, and it's kind of...
Feel sorry for him.
Sorry, you don't like him, like... It makes you feel some weirdness about her.
Well, it wasn't his fault.
No, it wasn't his fault,
And,
but at the same time...
And then as soon as that happens, All for One comes with the manipulation on a child, and then it's like...
It hits some touchy shit. Some very controversial points, too, because like when they showed I saw a lot of people complaining about how it showed Shigaraki kill his sister in like the backyard scene. I was like, yeah, I can see those complaints. They're
well, yeah,
very valid.
I'm sure you've had a young following in this show for a good period of time.
Yeah, until that happens.
And then you throw this in the, yeah.
Yeah, I think it could have been done more tactfully, but...
I mean...
They need to grow up at some point.
Yeah, oh yeah, I mean, we grew up on Dead Man Wonderland, so, you know.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the kids that are, like, in grade school. We didn't watch that until, like, at least high school.
Oh, we watched Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z was... Oh. Never...
They killed Krillin,
Never mind. Yeah.
But
they killed Krillin how many times, Jake?
Boom.
Too many times.
That's one of the most, like, as far as TV or anime or anything is concerned, that's one of my most vivid memories is watching Krillin die on Namek for the first time.
I forget, is it Cell that kills him?
No, it was
Frieza.
Frieza.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah. But, alright, well, last but certainly not least, it's kind of a little different of a story, but an app just got released into beta that lets you create and write your own manga. The app's called World Maker. It allows you to create manga without having to physically draw everything out. There's a ton of tools and options you can use. Does it interest either of you? I mean, cool, not cool?
Yes.
I mean, I saw that coming from Jake, but because you're good at writing, like.
Yeah, I'm a screenwriter. That's what I went to school for.
Yeah, so like that's right up your alley, without having to physically like animate everything yourself. Like that's kind of.
Well, I can't draw, so I've been looking for a long time for a partner who can draw shit that I write.
Now there's an app for it.
I can cut out the middleman.
It's definitely worth. I mean, it might be up your alley to check out. Maybe give it a look, try it out, and you can give your personal review in an episode coming up.
Yeah, we'll.
I'm terrible.
We'll have an anime happy hour comic book next.
Yeah.
I'm personally more of a consumer. I'm not really a creator.
Me too.
I don't have any interest in it.
But I think it's cool for the people who like Jake, who are like very good thought-wise, who can put the thought and like create a great story, but can never properly animate it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean, it's funny because like I'm a land surveyor, right? And so you'd think I'm more creative, but the reality is I just reinvent the wheel. I just take things that are already there and I make a pretty picture out of it.
Yeah, pretty much. But I mean, writing and I skipped all my essays in school for a reason.
I wrote all your essays in school for a reason.
I mean, touche. All right. Well, with that, that's kind of our news. Our main topic at hand tonight is we're just kind of gonna run through summer 2021 recaps. Just gonna talk shortly about all the shows that came out over the summer 21 season. Figured it was kind of suiting the fact that we did the upcoming fall shows, so we're going to kind of wrap it up with the summer shows. We're not going to dive too deep into detail. We're not going to give like a syllabus on all the shows. If you want to watch them, go check them out. All the summer shows are still up on this simulcast for all the apps, so you can check them out. We're going to give our proper opinion. Some of them you guys have or haven't seen, I have seen. I'm sure it kind of goes both ways. But we're going to, good or not, we'll let you know. We'll run through like the main we've been talking about over the last few weeks. Boruto, I like the more recent summer episodes. It kind of got away from the crappy filler that's been consuming the show for a long time. finally showing up in the proper manner that we've all been waiting for. Hopefully, finally getting back to our roots of episode 1 and everything that was teased to us early on. It's basically all I got to say about it.
Yeah. I can't speak on this one.
Kirk, any thoughts? I know you've watched pieces, clips or whatever. Boruto. Like or dislike? I mean, like I said, the newer episodes are a little bit better than the main filler of all of it.
Boruto's trash. I think it's...
Oh, for sure.
I agree.
For sure.
Story-wise,
I feel like their
animation...
animation...
a nostalgic itch. It's like, I want more Naruto. Oh, look at this. I have more Naruto. Kinda.
Yeah. I mean, the fights are good. The story sucks.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
Yeah. I mean, that's all it's
all I'm
worth
gonna say
watching
about
it
it.
for.
Yeah.
It's like, cool. Jutsu. Ninjutsu. Oh.
You can just watch the clip
Ninjas.
after the episode when they put just the fight on there. You don't have to watch all
just
the
watch the
crappy other stuff.
TikToks. Watch the
Yeah.
Boruto TikToks and you're good.
Second on the list, we got Slime as a whole for the new season. I think we know the consensus on this, but yay or nay?
Oh, yes.
Yay.
Very much yay. I'll
Yeah.
fucking shout it to the
You
rooftops.
don't even have to
Yeah,
ask.
I know.
Second season's better than the first.
Third season's going to be better than the second.
I like that they do a
Hopefully.
24 episode season. They kind of split it too.
Oh, yeah.
Because they can put more detail into it and don't have to.
Was season
force
3
or-
confirmed to be 24 episodes?
I believe, yeah.
Okay.
I think they're sticking with the theme.
Was season 3 confirmed? I thought it was just the movie.
I think they confirmed it and then they put the movie in between. I think they're using the movie as a gap period so they can continue right in the actual anime.
So it's not coming until 2023?
Correct me
Probably
if
or
I'm
late
wrong,
22.
But the manga is still going as well, right?
Yes, I believe.
It's a light novel, I'm pretty sure.
Is it? Okay.
But I mean, I don't see that show slowing down any. I see at least one more season if they're going to wrap it up at all.
I don't know if they...
Well, they
can't
can't end
wrap
it
Is
there.
Is it shonen?
He just joined. No,
Yeah, but they cover a lot
it's
in
not
24 episodes.
It's not shonen because it's not a shonen jump manga. You know what I mean? But it definitely could fall into the category.
So I don't know if anybody expected it to blow up when they first
If
came
they
out
can
either.
continually make it as good as they do, I don't mind it being 100 to 200 episodes. Like, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also don't want it to be a show that they force too long either. You know?
Yeah.
I'd rather have
I'm
it
cool
end
with
at a good
1,000
point.
episodes.
1,000 episodes? Yeah, you've just put so much effort
Yeah.
into One Piece so far that,
That 1,000th episode of One Piece, though. Woohoo.
I mean, I guess
If it's anything like the 1,000th chapter, it's going to be lit.
I think that's a good segue to number 3 on the list is One Piece.
If the 1,000th episode is the same as the 1,000th chapter, it is going to blow your minds. If they do it right.
It won't, though. You know why, Jake? Because it's One Piece.
Why? Oh, man.
The visible anger.
Yeah, I know. Now you got him on video
Oh,
in chat.
man.
You can see his face
I
getting
know.
red. About to grab your ass through the screen.
No, I won't. You know, we're professionals here. But when we hop into Verdansk after this, Kirk, I'm getting that self. Anyways,
All right.
or what are your actual thoughts on One Piece? Because I know that was just
I mean, I'm caught.
Riling
I'm
me
like
up.
a few episodes back, but I've seen clips. I don't know where Kirk's sitting as far as episodes are concerned, but
I am caught up to episode... I'll tell you in just a moment. 843. So I'm a little behind.
yeah, you're still in whole
I've
cake.
seen... I've still seen... I know everything that's happened so far in the anime. I don't know about the manga. I haven't kept up with that.
Yeah.
But,
the
I
ending of
still
Whole
know
Cake I
what
wasn't a huge
happens.
fan of. But
Whole Cake Island is kind of... it's a trash arc. That's why I'm stuck there, is because I just can't watch it.
Whoa.
it had its pieces. It had some of the best fights, but I feel like some parts were drawn out way, way too far.
Did it go on a little bit too long?
Like,
Maybe.
Big
like
Mama...
escaping
Is it a great
by
arc?
the-
Yes.
Big
The
Mama
escaping
terrible
by boat?
villain? Yes.
The escaping by boat at the end.
Wait, what?
Oh, here we go. I'm stepping back on this.
What'd you say, Kirk?
Is Big Mom a crappy villain? Yep.
Yeah, Big Mom's garbage. She's not the villain in that arc. Katakuri is.
Yes. Fair.
Don't talk shit about my boy Katakuri.
Yeah, I mean... Katakuri.
I don't
Big
know.
Mom is exactly what she needs to be.
Big Mom.
Yeah. She...
Sounds like a town I know. She just has a million kids.
Yeah. Oh man.
I don't know.
My heart's starting to beat a
I
little
didn't really
faster
like the whole escape by boat thing. Like I felt that drawn out way too long. And every time you thought
you were complaining last week about the timeline because sailing somewhere takes weeks. It finally got it right there.
well, yeah, it took. Yeah, well, they were in a boat for 30 episodes trying to escape Big Mom, and still, that was all within 20 minutes in this world.
No, it was 10 hours.
Was it?
Yeah, because that's how long Luffy had to keep Katakuri busy.
Yeah, but then he was on
Which
the
is the
boat
greatest
for
fight
another
ever.
portion of it.
Is that the first? No, I forget. Never mind.
Whatever. It was. I mean,
We're probably getting close to spoilers.
the Wano arc. I'm
you
still
need to
a
catch
fan
up to
of.
Wano.
I'm still a fan of.
Yeah, Wano is a great arc in my opinion.
I'm ready for them to get to a certain point in the show, but yeah.
Yeah. And they also didn't they change studios for Wano? The animation's a little bit different.
Yeah.
It's Wano is like the Japan of the One Piece world, so I think you'll like it a lot.
Yeah, they definitely changed the fight scenes.
Yeah, plus Kaido is a better villain.
I think they
in
did
your
Zoro
eyes
so
than,
well.
Big
Like
Mom.
Zoro's fights are wild in that arc.
Yeah.
Like the whole.
That arc's for Zoro. There's a bunch of theories that Zoro's from Wano.
I mean, I could
And I'm not going to say anything.
because Kirk's got to catch up.
Later.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, okay. Like I said, I already know everything that happens in the anime. I've seen the fights and stuff mostly. I'm really excited to see
The Kaido fight.
Yeah, how the Kaido fight ends, but
Did you see the first one?
the first Kaido
No,
fight?
he's not there.
Yeah, I know, but he could have seen
Yeah,
it.
I've seen
yes.
clips of the first Kaido fight when he punches him out of the sky. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the giant
Yeah.
laser beam that destroys the mountain.
Just know you need to be hyped for episode 1000.
Was Kaido die?
What episode are we up to? Currently.
990 something.
998.
We're already in the 90s. Oh, we're that close.
Yeah, I think it's 993.
Is it 8 or 3?
Let me look.
I think it's 3.
Oh.
We still got a while before the 1000th.
Yeah, well, we got a
I'm
while
checking
until
it.
One Piece ends.
Checking it as we speak.
They go, oh yeah, One Piece is
Thankful.
coming.
Yeah,
to-
93.
One Piece is coming to an end in 2 years, maybe 3 or 4 or
I'm calling
5.
bull. It's going to be at least 5.
Kirky, I would be happy if One Piece never ended. Luffy found the One Piece, retired from being a pirate,
And then had
the rest of the show is him living in like a shack back on his home island, doing what he does every day. I would be perfectly fine.
He
with
makes a
that.
comeback tour. Like Whitebeard just becomes old.
Yeah.
But, nah, I mean, I like the newest season so far. It's considered, it's one of those shows that's considered part of the summer updates. But, I mean, the show's
Yeah,
continuous.
just because it's going on during
Boruto's
the
the
summer.
same thing.
Yeah.
Next on the list, Tokyo Revengers. I mean, we talked about that last week.
Yeah. Hype.
Good ending. Hype for the future of Tokyo Revengers, but
Yep.
we don't have to sit on it too long. Definitely worth a watch if you haven't watched it yet. For sure.
Yeah, Mikey's the GOAT.
Are we getting? Has another season of Tokyo Revengers been confirmed?
I don't think it's been
I
confirmed.
don't know if it's been confirmed.
They said the
but
final
the end of the
episode.
show said to be continued.
Okay.
Yeah, which is kind of weird because they also said this a final episode. So I don't know. Tokyo Revengers 2?
I guess.
It can't be the final episode. That was like the cliffhanger.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just going based off what I read. So, but
Yeah. I mean, who knows? It could be the final episode. Have you seen the final episode of Dead Man Wonderland? Because that's pretty upsetting. It leaves you on a pretty big cliffhanger, and you're just kind of sitting there like, well,
yeah, but I feel like if you release Dead Man Wonderland, like, now, like, if the studio released it now as a show, they would never have gone bankrupt.
Probably true. Most anime probably wouldn't go bankrupt. Most of them would probably be successful. I mean,
nowadays,
back when we watched that show was like, it was a no-name show. Like, you and I just watched it to watch it. Like, oh, sure, why not?
Yeah, we had to watch it on the illegal. I mean, we were watching everything on the legal apps back then, but
I think Crow was my favorite anime character for a long time from that show.
Yeah,
he was the one that had like the blades for blood. That was his ability.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely, like I said, if it was released nowadays, I think it would have been hit a lot different. Mm-hmm. The crowd is a lot bigger nowadays, and the funding.
Yeah. Because you know what Dead Man Wonderland was really similar to, that was wildly successful, was Tokyo Ghoul. I mean, Tokyo Ghoul went wild.
Tokyo Ghoul dropped a few years later, though.
Yeah, I know.
And that's why it got the commercial success, yeah.
And then Tokyo Ghoul flopped and went under because they released a shit third season, but we won't go there.
Well, they changed studios.
Yeah.
And Studio PRO fucked the fan base, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they also tried to fit, I don't know, the third season wasn't badly paced, but the fourth season, they tried to fit like 120 chapters into 12 episodes.
Yeah.
And it's like, are you an idiot? Obviously, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
I'm very tight about it. I love the first two seasons.
The first two seasons were great.
And the third season's not bad.
I got to get my last Funko Pop to complete my collection. I got Toka here.
Who do you need?
I need Kaneki.
Of all the characters, you need the main character.
I got my Toka. It's just chilling at my desk right now.
Yeah, Toka's Bay.
Yep. But I mean, there's only 2 in this collection, and then 1 like standalone.
Toka was my first waifu.
Is Jason one of them?
What?
There's a Jason Funko too.
That might be in the other collection. This is like the Ghoul version of him, like the actual transformed version.
Oh, okay. I don't know if Jason is or not, but
next on the list, just keep it moving. Another show we've talked about a ton. Keep it short, sweet. Yay or nay, we happy with the whole first season of Tsukimichi, Moonlit Fantasy?
I only saw the first episode, but I mean, it was entertaining.
Yeah.
The first episode in this, I'd say the first couple.
I mean, I finished the season, so.
You know, honestly, I wouldn't be upset with the second season. I'd definitely watch it, but it's not.
I mean, they teased a lot of characters that they're expanding on.
Yeah, given other shows have done that and never got a second season.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's good.
Tower of God.
Yeah.
We still might see something.
Yeah, Tower of God might still come out.
I hope so.
But,
carry on. Sorry.
At least Tower of God was good. I mean, this is good. It's just not amazing. It's not anything that I'm like. If we don't get a second season, I'm not going to cry about it. I'm not going to gripe about it. You'll never hear me talk about it again. But if we do get a second season, yeah, sure, I'll watch it.
For sure. I mean, I enjoyed it, so I'd definitely give it a go.
There's no...
Yeah, at some point I'll probably finish the season. It was entertaining. I just, at the time, was like, I don't need to watch the second episode.
There's no real plot to it, I don't think.
No, it kind of, like we've said, it's kind of a trope on other isekais.
Yeah.
They just kind of make reference to other isekais and whatever. Keep moving, though. Next one, Battle Game in 5 seconds. I don't know if either of you watched any of it.
I watched the first couple of episodes, and I was kind of disenchanted with it. I just didn't care. It didn't pique my interest enough to really care. Like, everybody has to fight
I see
each
what they
other
were
in a bunch of
trying
games,
to do. I see what they're trying to do. I don't know if it really hits it home the way that it should.
It's Squid Game, but anime.
Well, Squid Game wasn't out yet. But
that's true.
you want to know what it reminds me of? Is
Squid Game's fire.
Oh, crap, what's the other? Now I'm drawing a huge blank. There was another like cell phone game that
Not,
it was like an anime.
Was it Darwin's Game?
Darwin's Game.
Yeah, Darwin's Game.
Darwin's
It
Game
kind
was
of
good,
gave.
though.
Talking about season 2.
Yeah, for real. I've been waiting on season 2 for that. Wow. But I feel like it was just kind of a lackluster version of that, without the cell phones.
Is it like Darwin's Game?
So
I don't know anything about the show.
sort of. I mean, it's like pretty much like this kid's a genius. He's
Yeah.
super smart, but he also has no friends. He's just kind of but he also can't get beat in any games or whatever it may be. And he's just kind of walking around, and then somebody tries murdering him one day, and he ends up killing the murderer.
And then
Who's
he
like
gets
this
pulled
big
into a
burly
game.
guy, and he gets pulled into this game by a cat, pretty much, cat lady.
Huh.
But she like draws all these other people into it, and every single person has one individual power that only they know of.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of has like a weird, like lackluster power, but he's so smart he makes it OP. I don't know. It's okay. Maybe finish it one day.
Yeah.
It's on the
Yeah.
list.
It's. I mean, there's also another one that it kind of reminds me of a little bit is King's Game, if you remember that one.
Yeah,
Never saw it.
It's
but
pretty okay. Very
Yeah.
gruesome.
next on the list is Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. I mean, it's an easy watch. I'm gonna put it that way. They definitely have a little fan service going on in that show, but it's sort of actiony. It's sort of like cute. I don't know. It's basically like what the name says. It's a maid, and she's really part dragon, but there's all these other dragons that come fight her, and this huge other thing. She's OP. It's got a cute art style. It's kind of good. I'm not completely through it, but it's an easy watch.
I watched the first 2 or 3 episodes and it was okay. I just didn't continue it yet.
Yeah, like I said, it's an easy
Yeah,
watch.
I've
You
never
don't
seen
really
it.
have to think too deeply into watching it, but it's worth a watch.
Definitely.
Next one, I've only watched an episode or 2. This show actually got picked up by Adult Swim. It's one of the first ones that Crunchyroll and Adult Swim
Yeah. I know what
Co-produced.
You're talking about. You're talking about Pirate Princess, right, Fina?
Yep.
Yeah, Kirky got me on
I
that.
think it's great, but then again, I'm pretty biased because pirates.
I also think it's great.
It's very well written. It's not.
The plot is exciting. There's good character development. You definitely get attached to Fina and
Her butlers.
yeah. I mean, I guess the
Forgot
ninjas.
the samurai guy's
I
name.
forget his name as well.
Well, it's kind of crazy. So
Starts with an S.
when I was still living in a hotel, it was when it first got released, and I always had Cartoon Network going at night, and it would just run through night. And it was always on in the morning as well, right before Samurai Jack, when I was getting up and getting ready for work. So I'd always watch an episode or two because it was just on TV, because it was one of the first ones that Crunchyroll actually partnered with a TV channel to produce. Because they were like advertising on all day about how they were coming out with this show, airing on Adult Swim. So
Yeah, I was a big fan of it. Because pirates, I mean, they're no straw hats. But Fina is a really cool, lovable character. Kirky, are you searching up that guy's name?
Yep.
All right. Insert Kirky's discovery later. The like main male lead of that show is pretty dope. The like little fight scenes where he does the samurai shit is unbelievable.
Yukimaru.
Yukimaru. That's not an S. Yukimaru.
Close.
Yeah, I like it. I'm a few episodes behind. Like, I think the past 2 weeks I haven't watched it. But I think what I'm excited for is it seems like every episode the plot's getting a little bit more complicated.
Yep.
Yeah, they're kind of intertwining all the other previous episodes and kind of hitting you with some different stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, you're slowly
Definitely
just
worth a
finding
watch.
out that Fina is, like, the granddaughter or something of, like, Joan of Arc. Like, it's leading up to something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like National Treasure with Nicolas Cage plus Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, and Samurai.
Yes.
Definitely worth a watch. Well animated.
Yep.
Whole nine. It's a plus on the list for the summer shows.
Yep.
We just talked about this. I'm standing on 1,000,000 lives. It's a solid middle ground on me, you know.
Yeah.
If you want to watch it, an easy watch. It's okay.
Yeah, I watched some of it, wasn't hooked. Pretty much is how I would put it for me.
Yeah. Another one that I actually kind of like, it's a weird art style, like weird colors, is I'm gonna butcher it. The Idaten Deities Know Only Peace.
Oh. I haven't
I've
watched
never
any
seen
of it.
It's a crate. It's got like neon colors to the show.
Mm-hmm.
Like the outlines are always like very. It's weird animation.
Is it kind of like No Game No Life? How they had like the red outline.
Yeah, but these are like bright yellows and oranges.
Okay.
It follows like these elders years ago sealed away these bad beings. They're the only ones who had power, is these elders, and so they used all their powers to seal away these bad guys. And so it's just been peaceful for hundreds of years. And there was only one girl who was left. She was like an apprentice. And so she's just been guarding this statue for hundreds of years and preparing for something that might never come or whatever.
Interesting.
But there's like random occurrences of people with power dropping out of the sky, and so she takes them in. And, I mean, it's good. I like it. It's like I said, a lot of these summer shows have been like easy watches, but worth a watch.
Yeah, I might give it a shot. I just looked up while you were talking about it, the animation, and it looks like really interesting.
The fights are pretty cool, and it's lighthearted, but it has its serious moments too.
Yeah.
It's like one of those like elders who's not really who doesn't really look old, who just like beats the hell out of the younger people. Like that's their training method was, you know, you get the shit kicked out of you, and eventually you'll get stronger.
Eventually you'll catch
Yeah.
on.
Next on the list, Kirk, Peach Boy Riverside.
What's that? What's Peach Boy
Peach
Riverside?
Boy.
I don't want to remember it. It was just garbage.
It gave me such good hope in the beginning. Let me put it that way.
Like, how can you start with the first episode like that and fall off so insanely hard into just garbage?
Yep.
What's it about?
Don't worry about it. You're not gonna watch it. I'm not gonna let you watch it. Just don't worry about it. Moving on.
Fair
Next.
Big thumbs down.
Never even heard of
Put
it.
that the trailer was so crazy. Like, we thought it was so much going to be so good. And then the first episode, great. The ending of the first episode, amazing. Left you the biggest cliffhanger. And then it just fell off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did a lot of bouncing around in between episodes and stuff, and it was just bad. Like,
It didn't follow plot lines very well. And,
no,
yeah.
not at all. Like, if
No go.
ADHD was an anime, Peach Boy Riverside was definitely it.
Yeah. I'm not completely caught up.
Hold on. If we're talking about that, it's got to be Fooly
I've
Cooly.
never watched Fooly Cooly.
I know what you're talking about, Jake.
Give it a watch, Kirky. Do it while you're drunk.
Great.
I know I'm not fully caught up, but I think Kirk or somebody else is Food Wars.
Yeah, I'm
That's
not caught
not
up.
a
I'm
20.
only on the third
That
course.
wasn't a summer anime.
It continued through summer, it said. It was on the simulcast.
Maybe
List.
with regards to the dub. I could see
Oh,
it being
maybe.
dubbed through the summer, but that ended last season.
What seasons it's in? What season is it
Fifth
in
plate,
now?
sixth plate. I forget where it ended.
Fifth plate.
Fifth plate is where it ended.
Yeah, I only saw it through the third.
It ends really well. Like they end the anime and you feel happy about it.
Is it over?
Yeah. The manga's over too.
Oh, wow.
It's done.
I'll have to catch up now.
Food Wars is done. No more.
Yeah, they released 2 OVAs. That's what it was. Mm-hmm. That's why it showed up in the summer. They did season 6 Food Wars OVAs. That's why it showed up in the summer ones.
Oh, okay.
Next on the list is D Side Trauma Mary.
Didn't watch it.
Never heard of it.
The animation didn't really grasp me. It kind of follows along the lines of people with power, like specific powers, getting hunted down, and it follows the people with powers, and it follows the police department. One of which the police department does have the powers. Nobody in the police department knows that, but it kind of just follows like both sides, the police and the human people who have powers who are getting hunted down. It gives you it puts you in like a feels kind of motion too, because you kind of feel for like the people who are just like trying to live their lives at the same time. But I mean, I didn't really like the animation too much or the plot. It kind of bounced around a bit, but it's not a terrible show. Still putting it above Peach Boy Riverside. So.
Yep.
So I should never, ever in my lifetime ever start Peach Boy
No.
Riverside.
Don't do it to yourself. There's 101 other things that you could do. You're better off
you got a lot of
rummaging
it.
through trash looking for like loose change.
I mean, I wouldn't put it on.
Kirk, can I give you some homework? By next episode, I want 101 things I could do better with my time, and I won't watch
Dude,
the show.
I can give you that list right now because like it's literally anything.
I wouldn't put it on that level.
Is it that
I wouldn't
bad?
put it on that level.
Yeah,
It's got its
honestly,
moments, but I don't
like-
think that it lived up to the hype that they made it seem.
Just like if you had to choose between Peach Boy and Seppuku, like Seppuku.
Wow. I mean, honor versus dishonor. You're right. I'll dishonor myself watching that show, is what you're saying, basically. All right, it's been stricken from my head.
Mm-hmm.
Never even heard about it.
Next on the list, this was a Funimation show that kind of stumbled upon the case study of Vanitas.
Vanitas. Yep.
Follows like like vampires.
So
Yeah.
after watching, oh brain, please. All right, Netflix, where you at? What's the Netflix anime that I just watched that was vampires?
On
Yeah,
Netflix?
I mentioned it in the first episode.
Seraph
No.
of the End? No.
Oh, that's a great show. Miss that show.
Speaking of not getting more seasons.
Yeah, for real. No, but I mean, the first episode they kind of threw you.
Castlevania?
No, it's
I'm sorry, John. Hold on. This is going to bug all of us.
Sirius the Jaeger.
Okay, yeah.
Case study of Vanitas.
It does kind of have that feel.
In
The
that,
same
we're very
animation style,
similar.
yeah.
Yeah, Vanitas was worse than Jaeger. Jaeger was great. Vanitas
Was it? I only saw the first episode.
didn't-
I was going to keep
I
watching.
didn't think Vanitas was that bad.
I
thought
didn't think it was
pretty-
bad. No. You get me wrong. It's just it didn't live up to I watched it too close in conjunction with Sirius the Jaeger to not compare the two, and Sirius the Jaeger was just better than Vanitas.
All right, I can respect that.
So should I continue watching it? I only saw the first episode and it was intriguing.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I definitely
Of
would
which one,
recommend it.
Vanitas or Sirius the Jaeger?
Vanitas.
Yeah. They're both.
Yeah, it's worth a watch.
Either one.
It's gotten a lot of praise over the summer.
That first episode, the fight scene was crazy too.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like the characters, but it's definitely worth a watch. It's a plus in the summer books, so it's different too. It kind of stands on its own as far as from the other shows that got released this summer. So
Yeah.
I know I put you onto this show. I don't know if you ever continued it.
I only saw the first episode
Of this too. The detective is already dead.
Didn't watch any of it.
First episode was good, John, but you said it falls off afterwards, so I didn't pick it
I wouldn't
up
say it
after that.
falls off, but I feel like it gives the same vibes as the first episode, to where it takes too long to
Doesn't
progress.
get better.
Like
Yeah.
their fight scenes are crazy. Like I feel like it has its really good moments, but I feel like sometimes it takes too long to progress through to get to the point.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of just like open conversation and dialogue. And I got like, as far as enemies were concerned, I got Tokyo Ghoul vibes from it, but like a parasite version. Like these are just like parasites that like stick to your body in some fashion, and that's their weapon.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's
Oh, so is
kind
there a parasite that's a detective, and that's why it says the detective is already dead, because there's a parasite in control of the detective?
no,
Oh.
no.
See, here I am thinking I'm smart, but
No, I don't know.
God damn
It's
it,
just, I mean, I don't want to ruin much either, but like the fights are really good. Like I thought the first episode fight was
really
great,
good.
but like the bad guys, they use like a parasite. Like the first guy, he has like it sticks to his cheek pretty much, and it's like an extra arm, but it's on his cheek. But it just kind of seems like a half-assed version of Tokyo Ghoul to an extent. But it's still good. It's still worth a watch. It's one of those things that like I just feel like you might zone out a bit throughout the episode because it's just too extensive a dialogue.
exposition. Let's go. My favorite.
That is the last one I had on the list for tonight. We are going to dive into our new...
I would like to bring up one more, actually.
okay.
Yeah. It's one that I've been watching that I've been really enjoying, just because it's not... It's one of those isekais that he's not overpowered. He's just really smart, and that would be Funimation. Load, come on, let's go. How a realist hero rebuilt the world, or rebuilt the kingdom, sorry. And it's about a kid that basically is like big into politics and stuff. He gets isekai'd into another world, big surprise, through a hero summoning ritual, shocker. And he gets summoned, and basically he just rebuilds the kingdom, but through political means and not necessarily through war. There is eventually like a war 2 or 3 episode arc, but they don't play heavily into the war, and they play more into the politics of it. Excuse me, which I find more enjoyable than just a full action-based anime. Which actually, I take that back. It was pleasant. I usually prefer the action-based anime, but they did a very good job of making it not focused on the action, but still making it very good.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I need to see it on the list, so I'll definitely have to give it a look.
I'm glad you said something, because I was deciding whether to watch it or not, because it sounds like it could be boring.
It was one of my favorite anime from the season from a plot standpoint. It had a very good story. It was very unique, and it kept my interest throughout every episode, so...
Okay.
I'll have to give it a shot.
With that, though, we're going to go into our newest topic. We're going to try it out, see if you guys like it. Our new topic for the week is a draft. Each week we'll pick a different topic for teams. We'll pick our teams based on our own opinions as we go back and forth choosing. At the end of each episode, I'll post up each of our teams on our social media accounts so everybody can vote based on the corresponding emoji for each of us. This week's teams are going to be comprised of our top isekai characters. We can choose characters from any show. It may be a main character or a supporting character or a villain or a shopkeeper, for all we care. Whoever you want. And as long as it's Isekai related. However, once that person's picked, it can no longer be chosen by any of the other two people. So if, we're gonna do a snake draft. I guess we're gonna start with Kirk. What's your? Let me pull up the doc real quick. What's your first person on the list here?
Rimuru. Why are we asking stupid questions? Rimuru.
I mean, I figured.
That's why I didn't tell you who I was going to pick when you asked me earlier, Kirky, because I knew...
You knew I was going to pick Rimuru. John knew I was going to pick Rimuru.
I was hoping you would think that
I don't even know why I put it on
Rimuru,
my list,
so you
but...
would wait. Yeah, it's number one on mine, too.
Why would any of you think that I wouldn't? I'm the one that said both of you watch Slime. Slime. That's all I preach is Slime.
I've been on Slime. Don't get me started.
I fucking love Slime. Slime's probably very close to my number one anime ever. Rimuru, such a good little slime boy.
Jake, what do we got for number one for you?
You know, this one was fighting with Rimuru for number one on my list, but I figured with you fuckers, I'd have to get Rimuru off the list as fast as possible. I'm gonna go with Hajime Nagumo from Ari Ferretta.
The hell is that?
That was on my list, man.
Yeah, Kirk, give it a watch, guy.
Who's
Anime's terrible, or animation's terrible, but the plot and characters are great.
Read the manga.
Hajime is one of the most overpowered characters.
Read the manga. Skip the anime.
Nagumo.
From
Ari Ferretta. From Commonplace to World Strongest.
It's on Funimation.
Okay.
That was on my
First
list.
episode will have you hooked. Dude.
It pisses me off.
I've read the entire light novel series.
I'd say read it. Don't watch it.
Yeah.
You're just going to get pissed off by the animation of the enemies.
Watch the first episode, though, because that's a good episode.
All right, so I get 2 picks going into this. My first pick is going to be Kirito from Sword Art.
You fucking edgelord. Go ahead.
Come on, if you're talking Isekai, that's like the OG Isekai right there.
I think Kirito's a bitch.
They made a fuck. Yo, hold my dick. That's my first, and then my second's probably. Let's see where I want to go with this. I want to screw over Jake. Because I already know one of the people on his list.
Give it a shot, guy.
Eins. How go?
Incorrect. Eins Ulgon's a bitch. Not really. He's actually awesome. He's just not on my list.
Yep.
Oh, hold that.
Wait. You talking about Eins Ulgon, the guild? Or Momonga?
He's talking about Momonga.
Momonga. All right. He might give Hajime a run for his money. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that loops back to Kirk for 2 picks.
Jake, you're up again.
Not Kirk. Or we doing a snake still?
Snake still.
No, it's me.
Oh, that's why you had 2 picks, John. So that was back to Jake.
Jake.
Oh man. Now Fumi.
Oh.
I'm shocked.
I'm not. He loves sword. Or not sword. Shield hero.
Shield. That's not who I was going to pick next, but I feel like that's the more
popular.
known.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got to get him off the board.
Got to get him off the table. Yeah, now Fumi.
All right, Kirk.
Give me that curse shield.
You get 2.
I do get 2, don't I? What do you know?
Yep.
So right now I got Rimuru. My number 2 is going to be Shiro from Log Horizon. The arguably better version of Sword Art Online that's not as edgy and make me want to gouge my eyes out.
Get out of here. Get out of here with that.
And then after that, I will pick Tanya from Saga of Tanya the Evil.
I hate you. I put that on the list. I was hoping neither of you would pick it.
So, I told you guys that I picked Naofumi because I didn't think you guys would pick my other one.
The fact that we all had that on the list.
and it was Tanya. I should have picked. God damn it!
Damn, I literally had that on my list, thinking too.
Oh, Tanya's great, dude. That's such a good show. Her
really
character
is.
is just great. Just a power-hungry little child that just hates God, which is not why I'm thrilled. It's more of like that sounds terrible. No, it's a power-hungry child that hates God because God just put her in a terrible world and she just rebels against him, but she still believes him.
OP.
It's interesting.
Still OP as hell, though,
yeah.
at the end.
But it's because she believes
Some
in
of the
God.
craziest fight scenes.
God's like, oh, if you believe in me, I'll make you more powerful. She's like, no, I don't want to. I'm just going to hate you. And he's like, all right, well, you still believe me if you hate me. And she's like, oh, shoot, I do. All right, I'm going to be powerful.
All right, Jake.
Very conflicting.
Hold on. The thing I like the most is it's like essentially a 40-year-old dude trapped in a little girl's body, just going off and killing
This is
everyone.
also true.
Like, that's a great dichotomy, if you ask me. But anyways, so you guys have really ravaged my main list.
Yeah,
here.
you and me both.
I'm
Those
gonna have
people
to
I
go
didn't
with-
expect you guys to pick.
I'm gonna have to go with Blank from No Game No Life.
Okay.
I'm saying both of them are the same entity because they're the same game character. Blank.
Sora and whatever his sister's name is.
Shiro.
Yeah. Well, you took another
Yeah.
one of mine.
Mm-hmm.
It go to me or go to you, so you get two, don't you? Or do I get one and then you get two?
I only get one.
I get
It's
one.
up- it's
I
up
get
to
one
you
and then
now.
you go back to two. Yeah. All right. Man, you guys really ain't doing me any. I gotta do it. I gotta get my boy Rudius from Jobless Reincarnation.
Rudius, okay.
Mm.
Rudius I could have picked, but you know, his that one side of him would just annoy the shit
The
out of me.
perverted side. I have to look at everybody's panties and boobs side of him.
Yeah.
That's pretty annoying.
Or look, there's an unconscious girl in front of me. Let me take off her underwear so that I can
Yeah.
call it the Holy Grail.
Yeah.
No, just work on your magic skills, buddy.
Yep. That would be nice.
He is overly strong.
Yeah, but
I mean, Hajime would shit on
he got
him,
put
but-
back in his place a little bit towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, Jake, you get two.
I get two? Have you already picked
Jake,
five?
No, John, it goes to you.
Yeah,
I just
it's up to
You
you.
pick your
Oh,
last
okay.
one, John, and then it goes to me, and then it goes to Jake.
Okay. I only got three on the list.
You-
All right.
No, I
Oh,
go
yeah.
next, then you go
Yeah.
twice, then I
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. John, you go.
I'm gonna have to go with Diablo.
Oh.
Okay. The man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah.
It's okay. None of you guys are picking my my last
And
two.
then I feel like I gotta get my boy Gobta a shout out right quick.
Shocker.
Well, it's my pick now.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking. I just
Wait, no, John
casually
got
said it.
two, didn't he? Yeah, John gets two.
He just picked
Did
three.
he pick three?
I picked two. Oh, I did pick three. You're right. You're right.
Wait, who did you?
All right,
Slack it.
pick
You
two
had
of those
Diablo
three.
and who?
Rudius.
Rudeus. Okay. Yep.
You're right. Jake, you're up.
I'm not going to pick Gopta, because I know that Kirky wants to pick Gopta. I'm going to go with Satan from Devil's a Part-Timer.
Okay.
Okay. Does that mean it's back to me now?
Your turn, Kirk.
Okay.
Yeah, you got
this
two.
is my last two, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick Yuna from The Bears Bear a Bear Kuma. The name of the anime is literally just Bear 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 Bear. But it was very good, adorable. There was actually some great action scenes, and it's just well done.
I've never heard of it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, give it a go. It's not bad. It's easy to watch. And then my last one is probably gonna be Subaru Natsuki. From RE0.
For all the audio listeners, Jake is double flipping off Kirkland for that one.
Jake, you mad about that, buddy? Was that one of your other top ones there?
No comment. Well, that's a good list, Kirky. I'll have to deliberate on my last pick. I'll have to go with the always innocent and childlike Shin Wolford from Wise Man's Grandchild.
Mm-hmm. That was on the list.
Shin's
Yeah,
cool.
but he's no Subaru.
I think I'm gonna throw
Good old
a little bit
crybaby
of a,
Subaru.
I think I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. We're gonna put Shion on the list instead of Gabta.
You already picked Gobta.
Oh, the pick's already over.
Yeah, you're already done, John.
No, I only had 4.
No, you had 5.
I had
Yeah, you had
Kirito.
Oh no, he does end it. He
Rudius,
has last.
Diablo.
Yeah, he has one
I am
more.
it.
Oh, okay.
Yep, that was my last one right there.
Shion.
Shiro?
No, Shion.
Shion
Shion.
Shion?
from Slime.
Shion is Shion.
Well, that's the list. We had 5 apiece. I will post it on our social media.
Why don't we go back through our list?
Yeah, I'll run it back
Jonathan,
one
start.
more time. Kirk currently picked Rimuru, Shiro, Tanya, Yuna, and Subaru. And Jake picked Hajime, Nafumi, Blink, which he gets half credit for. We'll say that they're one person. Satan and Shin. And then I picked Kirito, Ainz, Rudius, Diablo, and Shion.
Solid.
I'm just gonna
Yep.
say.
So
I think we all know who won this, but, you know.
hey, I mean, we kind of got like a variety on the list. All of us kind of have a variety. So we'll see.
Yeah, well, you know, meet me in the arena and we'll see what happens, boys.
Hey, I mean, it's up to the fans. It ain't up to us.
The only character who could beat my lineup is Subaru. Because he can go back in time.
Dude, he just with quite the cost of
Yeah.
having to die first. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, you know, he's done it plenty of times.
Used to it.
Well, there's another character that could beat Subaru potentially because he's all knowing because he has Raphael and that's Rimuru. Oh wait, he's on my team too.
You son of a bitch.
So here's the deal. After this week, come next week, whoever wins the list goes last. First. They get first pick. And then, or maybe we'll switch it around. Maybe last place will go first and get the first pick, or we'll see how we want to do it. But
Shove me in the middle next week. We already know I won this week.
Well, it depends on how the list goes,
Yeah.
With that, we're kind of going to wrap up our episode. This has been episode 5, the Anime Happy Hour podcast. Feel free to reach out to us with any suggestions, questions, or concerns. We are still new, only 5 episodes deep, so we'd love some input. As far as episodes go, we're going to kind of keep our legs in the pool and dive into the podcast world episode by episode. Hope everybody sticks with us. You guys can contact us via Facebook anytime at Anime Happy Hour Podcast, or just search at Anime Happy Hour Pod 03. You can also send us an email at animehappyhour951@gmail.com. We're also on Anchor. That has links to all of our audio listening. That is, let me check that right there. Anchor.fm/Happy Happy Anime Hour 03. And then we're also going to be posting up our videos on YouTube. First few episodes, 4 or 5, are going to be all audio. And we're going to be slowly, casually guiding ourselves into putting our video up. So that should be within the next episode or 2. Once we work out the kinks. So make sure to check us out on YouTube as well. Just search in Anime Happy Hour. We will post a link to the page itself right on the Anchor website in the show description. Guess that's going to be it. Thanks for joining us. Till next time, we're signing off. Deuces.
See ya.